Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. We're doing some 10 gauge versus 12 gauge today. All the loads are as close as we could possibly get them. The chokes are as close as we could possibly get them. We're using the Browning BPS 10 28-inch barrel. We're using a H&R, no, this is an NEF model SB1 12 gauge 3.5 inch.
If you want to speak on price point anyways, retail price for this is, $750, $800, maybe $850, something like that, which is kind of steep, but, it's a heck of a firearm. Then you got your 835, which is also a very fine firearm, but they run a little less, still quite a bit though,
Yeah, like half the price of the Browning.
What would you say, usually?
300. I paid 300 out the door for that one used 2 years ago.
Right.
I think new they're about 500.
Right, and it's a do-all. If you want to shoot light clay loads, you can shoot clay loads through it. If you want to shoot pissing hot buckshot through it, you can shoot it through it. I mean, it's very versatile. That's the one I grabbed. Something go bump in the night, and I'm going to go look. That's the gun I grabbed.
835. Now, of course, the 10 can be loaded light too. You can load up some 2 3/4, 3 inch, 2.5, whatever you want. That gun will also cycle shorter shells, but as you guys know that probably have 10s, they only come in 3.5 inch these days.
Yep.
Now on the cheaper spectrum of a 3.5 inch, you got stuff like this here. This, you guys have seen this gun before. It used to be camo, but I refinished it. The receiver needs some work, obviously, but that's beside the point. This I paid $140. Oh, it was $160 out the door a few months ago from a pawn shop across the street from my house. So you can get a 3.5 inch 12 for well under $200, even in 2023.
Right, but the trade-off is this little 12 gauge right here. That's the one when you hear the also mighty 3.5 inch 12 gauge separate, your retinas in your eyes and stuff like that. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It is.
That gun,
it kills on both ends. It's brutal.
It weighs 5.5 pounds. It's mean to shoot that thing.
We figured it out on the app. The 2 3/4 ounce loads running through that's right at 110 foot-pounds of felt recoil.
104, which is half of what a 950 JDJ shoots.
That's pretty steep. People around here talk about .6 and 7mm and stuff like that. Well, .6 is 25, maybe 30 on the very hot end, and 7mm, I can't remember exactly off my head, but it's still only like 40 or 50. 7 mag. So that is well above them. It's
a lot to hold on to.
It's a fun experience. That's also the trade-off. You get the same power anyways. It's just a lot cheaper versus this 835 here. It weighs 7.5, 8 pounds. Shooting anything you want, it's a little heavier, but the recoil is far less.
The single shot H&R 10s come with a £1.5 iron rod in the stock. Well, those are like $5, so I bought one and stuck it in there, and I also hollowed out the inside of the forend, and I filled it full of lead. So I add about £1 to £1.25 of weight to that gun. It's not absolutely horrible to shoot.
Still a handful.
Yeah, it's still, as you guys probably seen, it'll come out of your hand. Came out of his hand, came out of Jaren's hand.
My fingers were froze.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's going to come out of my hand today, because I get the pleasure of shooting it in today's video.
Right. Last thing that I can think of anyway before we start shooting is the 10 can be loaded heavier and faster than a 12 gauge. Especially with steel shot. You can take it up to 1 3/4 at 1350 with the 10 gauge. With the 12, I've never seen a load heavier than 1.5 ounces. The 10 can go to 3 ounces with lead at 1200 FPS. The 12 can go to 2 3/4 ounces with lead at 1100, was it? Yeah, 1100 FPS. But guys, both of those loads are absolute monsters. It's way more shot than you ever need to get the job done.
Well, alrighty guys, let's start off the morning with something nice and heavy. Be nice and good on my shoulder. This first load here is ironically one that he made a little video about the other day, but it's 29 grains of long shot, CTPS wad with 18 pellets of double-aught buck, mixed number 47 buffer. It's floating right between 2 1/8 and 2 1/4 ounces. With buffer, it's took to 2 1/4. But shooting it out of this little monster.
Full choke.
Normal distance, 35, 40 yards, something like that. Not looking forward to this, but looking forward to this. Let's see what happens. Alrighty, well.
Same thing as last time.
Yep. Well, we'll get the haul out and we'll show you, but it didn't come out of my hands that time.
Nope. No pressure signs. That was actually the exact same haul that he fired the other day. Looks good to me. The spring is very weak in that gun.
Well, alrighty guys, to keep my shadow off the paper, I got me a fancy dancy pointing stick, only state of the art here at the Shotgun Scientist. It's not quite as good as the other day, but it's still a relatively good pattern. We've done counting them. I'll count them again here in a second, but there's 4 that's off paper. There's 14 there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'd say the other 4 either went off. Maybe it's some of these over here, I don't know. But anyways, 14 out of 18, that's not too bad. It's flying in a cluster.
Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
My load is going to be, this is like a 4-time fired Remington haul, but we have a Winchester primer, 39 grains of blue dot, TPS, 4-pedal, 3/4 cut, 3/8 inch fiber cushion wad, 18 pellets of double aught buck, and mixed number 47 buffer. I'm interested in this just because, why not? Oops. If I didn't mention it, this is a 695 Kicks GT choke. The choke in that gun is a 700 diameter full. Try to keep the choke diameters as close as possible. You know what? That wasn't bad at all.
Well, that's good.
All looks fine. Primer's still, you know, not totally flat. Good solid load. See how it patterned. Well guys, I think it's safe to assume that the 10 gauge outdid the 12 a little bit there. Let's count them. Fancy pointing stick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Did I count that one?
Nope.
15, 16, 17, 18. I think I counted one twice, but we have all 18.
Definitely outdone the 12 gauge.
I like it.
That green and white square in the center is 2x2. I'm gonna run this big old monstrosity of a 10 gauge this time. My load is 34 grains of
Dropped it.
poop. Anyways, where'd it go? It's brown, it blends in. 34 grains of long shot with a 70 thousandths nitro card TPS wad that's 4-pedal 3/4 cut with a 3/8 inch fiber cushion wad and the base of it. 18 pellets of single aught buck mixed number 47 buffer. We're at roughly 35, 40 yards, something like that. And let's see what happens. Hull looks good, primer's still around, there's no overpressure.
No.
It come out real easy, I was just trying to do it slow. But
Right.
looks good.
If you rack that gun hard, it sends the hull into oblivion.
Well, alrighty guys, I'm interested to see how the 12 gauge stacks up to that one. That was 18 pellets of single aught buck through the 10 gauge, 695 Constriction Kicks choke. And it looks like we got them all. Let's count them and see. It was 18 pellets of single aught. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and lo and behold, number 18. All right there.
That's a pretty good pattern. Size of roughly a beach ball.
Yeah, well, let's see here. We'll go from, that's about the bottom of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like a 5x11 right there anyways. Rectangle, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pellets right there out of the 18. And then the other one's kind of divided up a little bit, but that's all right. That's just extra coverage.
Insurance. I'm on the 12 now. I'm not bench resting it. The 10 gauge was a kitten. I know this thing is gonna smack me around if I try to bench rest it, but brand new primed 3.5 inch hull shot, 29 grains of long shot TPS, 4 pedal, 3/4 cut, 1/8 inch fiber cushion wad, 18 pellets, a single aught buck, 31 cal, and number 47 buffer. And I misspoke, this is a once fired shot haul. Winchester primer. See what this does.
35 to 40 yards.
Yep. Again, 700 diameter choke, regular full. This takes a Win Moss style choke. It's just the flush mount Carlson's, for those of you that want to know.
And it is brittle.
That wasn't horrible. All looks perfect. Primer's still round, roughly, kinda. A little bit of flattening, but it's still mostly round.
About the time it focused on it, you jerked it away.
So you got it now? Okay. Grip mount still looks good. If I reload this again, it'll be the 3rd time it's been loaded.
Excuse a little bit of wind noise, guys, but we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, it's windy in Kentucky.
It's a little bit chilly today. It's only in maybe the low 40s anyways, upper 30s, but the sun sure does feel good.
So guys, that one strung it a little bit vertical. It's still not a bad pattern. We got 17 of 18 on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's about covered the whole target up and down, but left and right, I want to say 10 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I don't know, but it's not horrible. We've had better though.
Had worse.
A lot worse.
The load is 29 grains long shot with the oh-so famous TPS White Lightning wad. It's got an 1/8 inch of fiber cushion wad in the base of it for a little bit of cushion. 20 pellets of 30 caliber number 1 buck, mixed number 47 buffer. Total payload's flirting with right at 2 ounces, maybe a fuzz over. 700 Carlson's flush mount. 35 to 40 yards. It's gonna have some recoil, but I don't expect it to be too bad. Stand into it, not let good nonsense, and let's let her fly. Off the collarbone. Alrighty. I feel like I could probably shoot them all day long. 2 ounce ain't bad through it.
No.
Haul looks fine. There's a little bit of a, if you can catch it on camera, there's a little bit of a single shot mark, but we've addressed that before. That's, if you want to show over here, I guess I can explain it better. It's just where it's cut away there on the extractors on them, or ejectors in this case. It just gives a little notch there in the chamber mouth, and it lets the case kind of deform into it. It's just a low spot. It's completely normal. It resizes perfectly. But I'll quit talking. Let's go look at this pattern. Alrighty guys, we got our first not so good pattern. We only got half the pellets out of the load on paper. There's 10 of them here. I'll count them for you here in a second. But there's 10 out of the 20, 30 caliber pellets are number 1 buck. We've got them 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'd assume the other ones either went here or there, or there, but I really don't know.
Yep. Half is not terrible, but that is kind of spread out.
Yeah, that's bigger than I'd like anyways.
Yep, that makes me wonder if the 10's going to outdo that or not. That gun might just not like 30 caliber.
It might not. It's totally possible. It might be the choke. It might be 700. Might just be right at the, I don't know. We've experienced before, like certain diameter chokes work great for some, but others it's not really ideal for say.
Nope.
They either don't have enough constriction or it's too much constriction.
For instance,
I don't know actually that, but
number 4 buck seems to do really well out of a really, really tight choke with no wad. We have had number 4 buck in a shot cup, not patterned near as well. So that's just one thing to consider. We have a once fired Federal 10 gauge haul from the 90s, Winchester primer. This is 34 grains of long shot, NC10 nitro card, 70 thousandths thick, TPS 4 pedal 3/4 cut, 1/8 inch felt wad, a 28 gauge nitro card, 1/8 inch thick, 20 pellets of 30 cal in the original buffer. Another #1 buck load.
Fancy.
Fancy. See how I spun that gun around? I don't recommend doing that, especially with the safety off like it was. But let's see how this does. I seen the wad smack the ground. And the haul looks pretty good. Well, let's see how it patterned.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that really is. That's just straight up nasty. That pattern's incredible. Point and stick 2.0. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That was not a double because the, what's going on here?
You counted some down in the middle of the group.
Did I?
Twice.
Okay, let's restart here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Did I count that one?
Nope, that is number 20.
That's all 20 right there. Give us 1 second and actually measure this. So that is a 12 by 14 trapezoid.
Octagon.
Octagon.
Polygon.
Polygon. Restart it. It's a 12 by 14 inch circle, which is pretty dang good. Like he said, it's disgusting.
Get a little closer on this. I'll get my big head out of it. It's kind of hard to see, but the backer wrapping paper is actually grid paper.
Yeah.
So it works out pretty good. The inch per inch makes it a lot easier. Alrighty guys, we've had this in several other videos too through the 835 using the Kicks series choke tubes. I believe it's where they've got the, I don't know how to explain it, kind of slightly beveled ports in their chokes. They chew up the wads in a very distinct pattern. And I was wondering before about it. Well, he's running the Kicks out of that BPS right now. And it does the same thing to the 10 gauge wads as it does to the 12, so it must be the choke. Just kind of cool identifying factor. I don't know. Alrighty guys, I've shot these before out of the 835, but never out of this little thing. And judging by the way Jaron handles it, they are rough out of this. But that's okay, I'm gonna do it and we're just gonna get it done. The load is 43 grains of little gun, the cushion TPS wad, 4 pedal, half cut, 2 3/4 ounces of 7.5. You heard me right, almost 3 ounces out of a 5-pound 12 gauge. But let's see what happens, shall we?
Good luck.
I'm not looking forward to it, guys. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna do it. Ready?
Yep.
Oh heck. Jaron, buddy, you had me way more hyped up. That ain't bad at all. I swear. I'll shoot another one. We had
I don't
one
have
right now.
another one.
I know we don't. Anyways, haul looks fine. These are little gun loading below 50 degrees like it is out here. They don't do so well. So I've had these on my inside coat pocket while we film the rest of the video.
Right.
Just to keep them warm, but 43, all that good stuff. Primer looks fine.
Awesome.
Let's go see how this turkey load did. You can't see me, but I'm gonna be pointing down from above. I pulled it a little bit to like right over here, but the coverage is great. Keep in mind now that's 7.5, so you know if he's gonna load it for a turkey load, you probably use 6s, 5s, maybe even 4s, I don't know. But I can't complain. I feel like that's a pretty good pattern.
Dude, 2 3/4 ounces at #4 shot would be absolutely wicked.
We can do it.
We can. I'm not sure if it all fit in that wad though.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Comment down below, would you like to see the patterns on a 2 3/4 ounce to that thing or the 835 with #4 shot?
We got 45 grains of little gun, TPS wad, 4 pedal, half cut, and 3 ounces of 7.5 shot. I keep forgetting this gun is bottom eject. There's no side port.
It trips me up every time we ever shoot it.
After I fire this, I'll rack the hull out down there just to show you how far it goes. Get my hair out of the way. Looks like I put the point of aim a little bit too high, so I'll aim underneath it. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What was that?
How's the hull look?
All looks perfect. Like they always do. So anyway, I meant to rack that out into the sky, so. Let me stand up to that again.
Let me back up where I get you all in it. Sorry about the wind noise, guys. And girls. The words barrel, Westcote Garage fillers and fillets.
All right, you ready?
Yep. There's a decent little click down through there.
So guys, we have about, dang near full coverage on this entire paper, and I tell you what, the density on it is incredible. There are no real patches anywhere. That's not near as tight as the load we fired up at his uncle's flat before the house was there. That one was a 20 by 20. This is however wide this paper is, but I'll tell you what, it's still pretty good. If that was a turkey standing there, it'd be
bad day.
Yeah, very bad day. I believe we forgot to mention this with those two loads right there, but that was a Kix GT 685 instead of the 695. And for the 12, he was shooting a, well, this came with the gun. It's a 670. It's not focusing, but it's a 670 Wind Moss that came with the gun. This round, out of the 12, I'm shooting a modified choke, just flush mount. And he is shooting a Browning, it's a full, comes with the gun, flush mount, because that's what we have.
Yeah, try to screw it back up a little bit. It says
full. The 12 might actually eat this round because this is 20 thousandths tighter than that choke.
we got a steel shot load apiece. Mine is 46 grains of Alliance steel, TPS, 4-pedal, 3/4 cut, 3/8 inch fiber cushion wad with an 1 3/8 of BB shot, steel shot. I'm running it through a flush mount. This is the Browning full choke that comes with the BPS, 30-35 yards. I'm hoping the 12 gauge wins this part of the comparison because it ain't won a single one yet. But I have high hopes for the 835 versus the 10 gauge. So, but without further ado, let's see what happens here. Still 35, 40 yards. Hull looks fine.
Primer's still around and everything. These Remington hulls that I have been fired, I don't even know how many times. They came from an old waterfowl hunter who has sadly passed on.
Alrighty guys, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's kind of hard with the glare on the paper, but that did pretty well, especially for BB shot. It's got pretty nice density to it. There's a few big patches in it, but overall, I'd sling it at an old Canadian honker.
Yeah. But let's see if the 12 can do it. I think it can. Kind of hoping it does too. Call us crazy, but we are taping up, you know, shot holes here.
I wouldn't call us crazy, I'd call us lazy. There's 10 rolls of paper in that black S10 down there.
Yeah.
We're just going to hit it with another BB shot, so.
Yeah, we didn't want to take this down and put another one up. Instead, we're just taping up BB shot holes.
The good thing about it, majority of them's in clusters.
Yeah. This might be a bit spicy. 37 grains of Alliance steel, TPS white lightning wad, 1 3/8 ounces of BB, and a brand new primed shot hull. Let's see how it goes. Wasn't that bad at all. I see the wad. Looks fine to me. See how patterned. It's obviously shot a little bit low. and it looks like, honestly, it didn't do any better or worse than the 10. That was just a bad shot on my part. But anyway, let's count how many pellet holes I got. 1, 2, I'm just kidding, I'm not doing that. But it can be better. Well guys, that was a pretty fun video to make. We expected the 10 to do maybe a little bit better than the 12. We did not expect it to absolutely crush it in every way, shape, and form, except for the steel shot loads. Both of them were kind of bad. We wanted everything possible to be as close as we could possibly get it. The same choke diameters, 695 in the 10 and 700 in the 12. That's pretty dang close, so that's what we went with. I'm honestly surprised the 12 didn't do any better than it did. Usually that gun patterns pretty well, but today it just didn't. But you guys have probably seen that gun can do a lot better than what it showed today. We knew that the 10 gauge, the BPS patterns, really good with just about everything you throw in it, buckshot wise anyway. But it really surprised us with its showing today. That was some seriously impressive patterns, if you ask me. You guys just stay tuned and we'll get to doing the same thing with the Mossberg 835. I cannot wait to do that one. That sounds like it's going to be a very fun video. You guys know that watch us regularly, the Mossberg 835 is one heck of a shotgun. I love that thing. It'll be a more apples to apples comparison. If you guys don't know, we have talked about this a million times. The 835 is a 12 gauge shotgun with a 10 gauge bore. Basically, you're shooting a 10 gauge, but with the gun takes 12 gauge shells, if you want to look at it that way. And for that video, we'll just stick to the normal setup we have with the 835 and the BPS. I'll stick with the Kicks 695 in the 10 and the 680 in the 12. They're both GT series, Goblin Thunder. Everybody always praises the Buck Kicker series, which is rightly so. It's a great choke. But personally, I stick with the GT series. If you guys have any ideas for that upcoming video, go ahead and let us know in the comments. We both read them. Any and all suggestions is welcomed. But anyway, we want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you got any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section down below. We will get back to you. If you want to, go check out our Patreon. It's as low as $1 a month. Every penny we get goes right back into the channel. We also have an Instagram if you want to follow us on there. We post some behind the scenes stuff. It's at The Shotgun Scientist. I'll leave a link to that in the description below as well. We have a Rumble channel where we do some stuff we can't do here on YouTube, so that'll also be down there. Go check that out. But other than that, you guys take it easy. We will see you in the next one.